connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good morning, Idaho. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris. Great to have you along, everybody, on this Wednesday. We've got a lot to get to from our large team of neighborhood reporters with team coverage on the multi-agency raid in that private horse track in Wilder. In just a moment, our Riley Shoemaker will have a story. She was in federal court breaking down the charges as 3 of the 5 suspects arrested in connection to the alleged illegal gambling operation appeared before a judge. Meanwhile, over 100 people were detained by ICE in Wilder that day, leaving many families still wondering where their loved ones are. Our Victoria Rodriguez speaks with the seasoned immigration attorney who's seen raids like this play out before. We'll get to that and much more on a Wednesday morning. But first, the latest on our weather. Another beautiful fall day, Sophia, right?
Yeah, as soon as we head into the weekend, though, we know all of that's going to change. So enjoy the outdoors while you can. If you need to do anything outside your home, now's the time to do it, especially today. 40s to kick off as we head into 8 a.m. By lunchtime, mid-50s, we stop at 65. And even as we take a look at tomorrow, it's still nice weather. It's holding up through at least Friday. So by the time we head into tomorrow, pretty copy and paste. 40s to start the day, 65 by tomorrow afternoon. So people really need to take advantage of the sunshine, the nice weather before all of that rain and mountain snow hits us this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Sophia. Appreciate it. We turn now to our team coverage of the Wilder raid. 3 of the 5 defendants charged in connection to the alleged illegal gambling operation appeared in federal court yesterday afternoon. And our Riley Shoemaker was inside the courtroom and brings us the details this morning.
Federal agents raided the racetrack on Sunday. Immigration officials confirming 105 people were detained. The operation was part of a long-running investigation into illegal horse racing and gambling at the Canyon County track. 5 people now face federal charges: Ivan Tellez, Diana Fajardo, Samuel Bejarano Culin, Alejandro Torres Estrada, and Cesar Orozco. In court on Tuesday, Ivan Tellez, a Mexican national living legally in the U.S., faced a federal judge for the first time. Brought in wearing chains and a jail jumpsuit, he listened through an interpreter as charges were read. 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business, carrying up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. The judge approved his pretrial release with conditions: staying in Idaho, avoiding co-defendants, and no excessive drug or alcohol use. Samuel Bejarano Culin, who is married to co-defendant Diana Fajardo, will remain in custody. The judge reading a motion that he is a flight risk, noting prior failures to appear in court and immigration violations. Alejandro Torres Estrada also faced the judge. Waving to his family members as he entered the courtroom, they filled the back row with their small children. His attorney argued strong local ties and no criminal history. The judge agreed to release him under supervision, setting his next hearing for October 28th. The remaining defendants, Cesar Orozco and Diana Fajardo, are expected in court on Wednesday.
Torres Estrada, Tellez, and Bejarano Culin will all appear in court next week on October 28th.
That 5th individual arrested for ties to the alleged illegal gambling operation at the racetrack in Wilder will appear in federal court later today. As we reported, Cesar Orozco is alleged to have acted as a backpack courier taking wages on race day. His hearing is set for 12:30 p.m. at the James A. McClure Federal Building. The governor's office says around 400 people were at the racetrack on Sunday. In a statement, Governor Brad Little said illegal gambling operations often accompany drug trafficking, illegal weapon trafficking, and, quote, large sums of money that end up in the hands of cartel bosses. But he did not provide any evidence that that was the case in this instance. In a press release, the governor's office also said it is common practice for law enforcement to detain others while processing a scene. It adds that of the 105 people in custody, none are children. Meanwhile, Idaho Democrats are demanding answers. In a statement, Party Chair Lauren Necochea called the massive response, quote, inhumane, unnecessary, and dangerous. Necochea also challenging Governor Little's coordination with ICE. Necochea writing that while the governor promised the state would focus on criminals, quote, instead, innocent families, including U.S. citizens and children, were targeted and traumatized. The Wilder horse track raid is not the only way the state is cooperating with federal immigration and customs enforcement. Governor Little and Idaho State Police say they have separately transferred 53 people to ICE facilities as part of Operation No Return. That's the program aimed at preventing undocumented immigrants who've committed serious crimes like assault, sex crimes, or drug trafficking from re-entering Idaho communities after they've served their time. State police can now take those discharged inmates directly from prison to an ICE facility for processing. As we reported, the governor announced this summer he was setting aside up to $300,000 from his emergency fund to fund the effort.
Idaho State Police is picking them up, calling our partners at the federal government and ICE, and having them deported back to their country of origin.
Colonel Gardner with Idaho State Police says under the Trump administration, ICE has become more responsive to local law enforcement.
Yeah, they wouldn't even answer the phone. They would not respond when we had a dangerous criminal in our custody. They would not take them. The last few months have been a complete change. Now when we call ICE, they actually pick up the phone, they help, they assist, to the point where they're now asking for our help, and we're ready to serve.
The governor's office has posted a public dashboard tracking those transfers. Look for that link in this story on our website. ICE says each case still goes through immigration court before any deportation.
After a federal raid in Wilder on Sunday, families report their loved ones were taken to this ICE facility in Boise. I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez, and officials working closely with those families tell me most have been processed and moved as their loved ones navigate legal advice and next steps.
I've been practicing in this area for more than 25 years. So yes, I have been through 3 different raids in the past, and this is what it looks like. It looks like people not knowing where the family is.
Federal immigration officials confirmed to Idaho News 6 105 people were taken into custody during Sunday's multi-agency operation at La Catedral Arena in Wilder. The statement said officers dismantled an illegal horse racing, animal fighting, and gambling enterprise at the property. The arrests were part of a coordinated law enforcement effort involving several local, state, and federal agencies.
If it takes 4 different agencies detaining everyone in a family event that you can be 100% sure includes kids and citizens to get 4 criminal arrests, I'd say that you need a new job.
Immigration attorney Maria Andrade says many families still don't know where their loved ones are as ICE continues processing and transferring detainees to facilities.
Families don't know where their loved ones are. All they know is one day they were at a family event having fun, and the next minute they were standing in line with everybody being in zip ties and unable to leave, and some they never saw again, and they still don't know where they are.
Meanwhile, here in Nampa, immigration lawyers spent the day offering free assistance to families impacted by the raid, providing legal consultation and guidance on their family members' rights and next steps. Groups like the ACLU of Idaho says it's important families understand the difference between valid warrants and knowing their rights.
Everyone has guaranteed constitutional rights regardless of your immigration status. And so the things that people need to remember is you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to ask for an attorney, and you have the right to not consent to any searches.
As families continue searching for answers, attorneys like Andrade says this moment could determine whether some individuals have a chance to stay in the country.
The biggest thing that families can do is to try and find out if their family member has a reason to fight, because this may be the only chance they're going to get to. Because if they accept a deportation or get deported, that benefit may be gone.
Reporting in Boise, I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez for Idaho News 6.
Poder of Idaho is also working to gather needed goods to help support the families affected by the raid in Wilder. They're calling for more donations as well as volunteers to help sort and welcome those coming to give items. These are some of the things they're still looking for, including toilet papers, laundry supplies, hygiene products, and non-perishable foods. They're also hoping to get shelf organizers and space heaters. This is a developing story, and our large team of neighborhood reporters will continue to follow it for you. You can always find the very latest in all of our coverage at idahonews6.com.